everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Madison. I am a second grade teacher. I'm so used to saying first year teacher. Still getting used to that. But if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you stick around. If you're not new here, welcome back. So I wanted to start a new vlog today just because honestly, I ended off the first week of school vlog on Wednesday and I just wanted to continue it because I miss talking to you guys and I have a lot of updates for how things are going. So I just wanted to come on here, chat, talk about how the first week of school went, and then we'll carry this into the second week of school. The first thing I want to say is that this video is sponsored by Cricut, and I can't even believe I am saying that. I am so grateful that I get to partner with Cricut because I am obsessed with my Cricut. I use it all the time. As you guys know, when I set up my classroom, I pretty much did it all by hand. So that is all thanks to the Cricut, and the Cricut family is just amazing. I'm so happy to be working with them, and I cannot wait to show you the new Cricut that they sent me later on in this video. I also get questions all the time asking me how to use the Cricut, and to be honest guys, I was new to the Cricut this year. Last year I did all of my decor by cutting it out by hand, laminating it by hand, and that's because I didn't have a Cricut, which cuts a lot of my work in half. So I am still getting used to having a Cricut, and I didn't have a lot of advice, but I feel like now that I've used it enough, I can kind of show you guys how I use it, and just at least like a beginner's guide because I am by no means an expert when it comes to using a Cricut. I've had to do a lot of research, watch a lot of videos. I am just now feeling like I'm getting the hang of using it. So I will show you guys the new Cricut that I got, how I use it, and I have a few crafts that I want to do today to add to my classroom, and we can do them together. So I have a few different projects, like I said, that I want to do. The first thing is I want to put my name in vinyl on my front door or the front window, which I will show you guys where I want to put that in just a minute. I was thinking I want to do some vinyl numbers on the floor for some floor spots because my kids have really been struggling with where to stand in line before we go out in the hallway and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about doing floor spots as long as I think they will last on the floor. I also want to add a students versus teachers sign up on my whiteboard because right now I just have it written, which is fine. I don't need everything perfect and in vinyl, but hey, as long as I have my Cricut and it's super easy to use, I'm going to use it to make my classroom even cuter because why not? So yeah, let's get started. So like I said, I am so grateful. If I don't say thank you enough in this video, thank you Cricut. Cricut was kind enough to send me one of their Explore 3 Cricut machines, and I will show you it in a better view in just a minute. It is beautiful. It is everything that I could ever want, and I cannot wait to show you guys how I use it. Like I said, this is the Cricut Explore 3. How freaking cute is it in this light blue color? I literally have it sitting out on my windowsill for everyone to see in my classroom at all times because it's just so cute to hide away. Cricut Explore 3 can fit into every facet of your life. It accurately cuts 100 materials, including everything from iron-on, vinyl, and paper to specialty materials like glitter paper, cork, and bonded fabric. Personally, I love using it with permanent and removable vinyl, cardstock, construction paper, and even copy paper. With the variety of materials it can cut, as well as its ability to draw and score using a scoring stylus, Cricut Explore 3 has many possibilities. It can be used in everything from personal gifting to personalization to home decor. Once you start making, you'll see it's well worth the investment. Cricut Explore 3 is easy to set up. As you see, all I have to do is plug it into an outlet and use the cord it comes with to plug into my laptop, and I'm ready to go. This allows makers to get up and running with projects quickly. With Cricut designs based on desktop and mobile, you can design and make from anywhere quickly and easily. Here I am showing you guys a quick example of a cutout I did and some removable vinyl. I just made this cute sunflower when I was setting up my Cricut machine, and I think it turned out so cute I decided to just put it right on top of my Cricut. Now, as you guys can tell, I am just obsessed with this Cricut machine. I could not recommend it more. I think not only is it such a big help in the classroom and so convenient to have, it is also so sleek, so cute, and I just love having it out in my classroom. I get so many questions on it, and I just think the Cricut Explore 3 is the perfect machine to start out with if you are new to Cricut. So if you would like to get your own Cricut, which I highly recommend, I will have all links down below. I feel so lucky to have received all these products from Cricut. I feel just so blessed to get to work with a company as amazing as Cricut. So as I showed you, that is pretty much how I set up my Cricut, and my first project was that cute little sunflower, and I decided to just put it on my Cricut, and it looks so adorable. So now I'm going to get into the other projects for my classroom. The first one that I want to do is put my name on the door. I thought that would be really cute. So I have my laptop in front of me, it's plugged into my Cricut, and then as you see, I have all of these supplies. So the one thing I will be using today is the transfer tape, a spatula, and a weir to lift the vinyl up. The rest of my tools I just keep here in this cute white bin. I have scissors, a stylus, a spatula, and some tweezers. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up my Cricut Design Space. And if you see here on the Cricut Design Space, it has a really nice grid that shows you the measurements. So I know that the vinyl that I have, I will not want to do anything more or bigger than an 8 by 11. So the first thing I'm going to click is text. And then I'm going to type the text I want, which in this case is Miss Campbell. After that, I'm going to pick what font I would like, and the Design Space comes with a lot of different types of fonts. I also have some fonts that are downloaded, and you can also find some really cheap or free fonts online. As you see here, I have a lot of my own fonts that I want to pick between. This is one of my favorites, the AG Resting Teacher Face Solid. I also love the Joy of Missing Out Solid. I'm going to try that one. And as you see, I will need to make my font a lot smaller. I'm actually tempted to do cursive for this one since it's just going to be on my door. So I'm going to drag it with those bottom right arrows to the size that I want and make sure that it is going to fit on the page. The next thing I'm going to do is make sure that up here it is the exact Cricut that I'm using, which is the Cricut Explorer 3. And then I'll come over here, I will click Make It. Make sure that your Cricut is powered on. It asks if you will have a mat or without a mat. Mine will not have a mat underneath, so I will click Without Mat. I will enter the vinyl into the machine. I press this flashing insert button right there. That brings the vinyl into the machine. And now it's telling me it's ready, so I click the flashing go button, and then it just does its thing. This machine works so fast. I heard that it works like 10 times faster than their old machines. They have really improved the speed. It's telling me it's all done. It always will say on the computer whenever it's ready to unload. So I will press the unload blinking button, and voila, you can kind of see my name on there. All right, so I have my name on the vinyl. You can't see it yet, but you will in a second. So the next thing I'm going to do is use this tool right here. This will help you lift the vinyl to get the letters out. I'm going to use these scissors to cut the transfer tape to the right size. I'm going to peel the sticky backing off of the tape, press it down onto my letters, and use the scraping tool. Now that I have it transferred onto the tape, I'm going to go put it on the door. Okay, I struggled a little bit with the cursive on that one, so if you're a beginner, maybe don't do cursive because there's a lot of like little parts to it. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is make my teacher versus student sign. I love it. It turned out so good. Okay, I decided I'm gonna save the numbers on the floor for another day just because it took me a good 20-25 minutes and I don't want to be at school all night. So I'm going to save those for another day, even though it is so addicting. Once you start making stuff on your Cricut, you just want to keep going and keep making more stuff. Like, I could literally sit here all night and just make stuff on my Cricut. It's so much fun, but I'm obsessed with the items that I have already made and I can't wait to make more. I'll definitely let you guys know whenever I do make more. So thank you again to Cricut for sponsoring this video. I had so much fun partnering with Cricut, and yeah, let's go ahead and get on with the rest of the video. So it is Friday. I am about to leave school, but I just wanted to catch you guys up on how the rest of the week went. It went really well. The first day I vlogged. If you watched my first week of school vlog, I'll link it right here if not, you would know that I had a pretty rough first day. This is a very chatty class. And I know a lot of people have been saying they've been having really chatty classes this year too. I don't know if it's because of COVID or what the deal is, but all I know is my class is more chatty than I've ever had, and it's not a bad thing. I'm glad that they are so comfortable with each other and such good friends already, but it can be really hard to get through instruction. So I knew the first day I was like, okay, gotta crack down on these procedures. So we have been practicing a lot and they've been doing so well. Every day it gets better. The second day was a little bit better. The third day was a lot better. And today was really good. Toward the second half of the day, it always gets hard, but honestly, compared to the first day, they're doing amazing. And yeah, I'm just obsessed with my class. I feel so grateful to have another great class this year, and they're just all so sweet. They all get along. It's just like one big friend group in here, which is so fun, and that's why it can get a little loud, so we just have to work on toning that down. But yeah, it's been a really good week. I finally got a anchor chart up, so it's starting to feel more like a classroom. We did some work over main idea today. I know it's backwards, but it's nothing fancy. It's just an anchor chart over main ideas. So that was really fun. We're finally starting to jump into some content, so I feel like I'm actually like starting to teach, and it's just really exciting. I am staying a little bit later today just because I want to get all my planning done for next week, and I did take advantage of my planning time today, which I said is one of my goals this year, but I really want to make sure that I have everything ready to go for next week so I don't have to do anything this weekend. My goal is to never have to do any work on the weekends. I like to just set that boundary the very first week of school. So I'm almost done, but I just need to double check some things and go print out some copies, and then I'll be heading out of here. Good morning and happy Monday. It is a new week, and I kind of suddenly ended off that vlog on Friday because I was just like dying to get home and leave school, but I had a great weekend. I literally slept so much, you guys. I seriously slept until like 11 both days, and I took naps in the middle of the day. My body just like needed it after the first week of school. It was just a lot, but I'm feeling a lot better and I'm feeling ready for a new week. This is our first full 5-day week because last week was just a 4-day week. So I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for a full 5-day week, because if you guys followed me during my first year teaching last year, because of COVID and everything, we were virtual half the year, and then most of the other half of the year we were on like a hybrid schedule, which is a 4-day week. And so we only went back to 5-day weeks the last month of school. And so I swear it's like still tough for me for a 5-day week, because all last school year I never had a 5-day week until the very end. So now I'm still trying to get used to these 5-day weeks. They just seem so long. But anyway, as you guys saw, I just went around and I put some donuts on my kids' tables, because on Friday, I forgot to tell you guys about this, but it was so much fun. We did an activity during math where right now we're learning about number lines. I'll insert some footage right here. And basically their goal was to work as a team to put together a number line from numbers 0 to 101. And each of the number line pieces had like 3 numbers on a piece. And so they had to cut them up and keep them in order and then glue them all together. So I just split our class up into 2 groups, 8 people a team, and I was so worried it'd be like too chaotic, but guys, it was so much fun. I highly recommend, if you're teaching your kids about the number lines, to do this activity, because they really had to work together. I told them, I said, you guys are in charge of who's cutting, who's gluing, who's really good at math that like is going to make sure that you guys are putting the numbers in order. I'm not going to tell you whose job is what. You guys need to decide that. And so it really made them work together as a team, and I really got to like see their little personalities come out and see like who's the leader, who's the one that kind of just like sits back and watches or gets told what to do, who's the stressed out person. You know, you'd have that person like crying because they're so stressed. You'd have some people that are like super confident, and it was so much fun to watch them all work together. And towards the very end, they were literally neck and neck, like each putting a piece on at a time. And I'm not kidding you, they literally finished almost at the exact same time, like within seconds. It was like such high energy, but it was good energy. It was so fun. They were like screaming, but excited, screaming like go, go, go. And so they literally finished within seconds of each other. And so I was like, you know what, the winner, well, originally there was going to be a winner, and I was like, you know what, you guys are all winners, and so I'm just going to bring you all in a surprise on Monday. So they don't know what the surprise is, but I just went out and I got them some donuts, and kids love donuts. That's the easiest surprise. If you guys are ever thinking like what's a good treat or surprise for my kiddos, just get them donuts. They love it. And also I love donuts, so I'm gonna eat some because I have some left over. So yeah, I just laid out some donuts for them. I'll show you guys kind of what I do in the morning. So as you saw, I put on our morning slides. So I just have this cute little good morning slide, and then it just has their to-do list to put their backpack away, eat their breakfast, and then every morning we have a 5-minute silent breakfast. I got this from my teammate. He's awesome. He's a veteran teacher, been teaching for over 18 years, and so he always gives me the best advice. And I noticed last year his classroom was always so calm in the mornings when I would walk in, and he told me the key is he lets them talk for like the first 10 to 15 minutes, but the second that 5-minute bell rings, he has them go into a silent breakfast. So he just like plays like relaxing music, and he just has them focus on eating and just like enjoying their breakfast and be silent. So I decided to implement that this year, and it's actually going really well. I was nervous because this was such a chatty bunch. I thought they would just like hate it, but they love it. And something I ended up doing on the first day, which they love, is I put on these like satisfying videos. I'll put in some clips right here of kind of like what they look like. If you guys have ever seen those like satisfying videos on Snapchat or Instagram, it's literally just those in a compilation, and YouTube has like hour-long videos of these. So I basically just put them up on the screen, and my kids just love them. The clip you're seeing was at the end of the day, and so they were a little loud and rowdy and sitting on top of their tables. I literally put that on the last like minute of the day just to like chill them out before we left for buses. But in the morning, it's calm, it's serene. There's instrumental music that plays in the background of a lot of the videos, and they just like quietly eat their breakfast and watch these videos, and they love it so much. So hot tip. So every single morning whenever they first walk in, I literally just put on like, I type in relaxing music, instrumental music, something like that, and there's hundreds of videos on YouTube, so I just play one. I'll kind of show you what it sounds like. Okay, you get the idea. And so I just have that playing when they walk in. They start eating their breakfast. They're allowed to talk, but I tell them they have to use coffee shop voice level, which means obviously like a quiet voice level. And then once the 5-minute bell rings, they go to quiet breakfast. I have this hour-long satisfying video, and I'll kind of show you. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's just a bunch of like satisfying videos with some music playing in the background, and that's whenever they just sit down quietly. So you can just type in satisfying video compilations on YouTube, and there's so many of them. Then after that, we watch our morning announcements, which our principal and assistant principal record for every single day. They are awesome, and the morning announcements are always like really funny, or they have like a joke of the day or like a fun fact of the day. Fridays we do dance parties. So yeah, they're awesome, and I love that they put the time and energy into that because the kids love it. We have like a class callback where the class like chants our kind of like school motto, which is really cool. We do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then that is the end of our morning routine, and then we throw away our trash. I tell them by the end of morning announcements their trash needs to be thrown away. We have trash cans in the hallway, so they know by the end of it needs to be thrown away. All of last week I gave them a little bit of grace, but towards the end of the week I did start counting down. So I'd count down from 30. Pro tip, counting down with kids almost always works, no matter what the class is like. Anytime I start counting down, my kids like scramble to get where they need to be. So I always count down, and then yeah, I just say, all right, I'm looking for a table that looks ready to come to the carpet, and I call in one person to come to the carpet, and then we start our day. Let me know if you guys would like to see a little like day in the life video. I can take you guys through an entire schedule. I have one of these up from last year, but it's pretty old. So if you guys would like to see a full like day in the life routine video, I can take you through literally our entire day and like explain it better. I obviously can't like record the entire day. I can't show my kids. The kids are about to be here. But yeah, let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. So I have everything pretty much ready to go. If you guys saw, I stayed late on Friday, so everything's ready. I bought like a 5-pound bag of Jolly Ranchers because I need to fill our candy jar. So all I do, put my lunch in our mini fridge. My mini fridge, I don't know why I said our, and I put my backpack away. I literally have my planner like sitting out ready so that I know exactly what to do. I got my coffee, I'm about to put my mask on, and the bell just rang. That's our sign that kids are coming in. And so it is 7:20, they'll be rolling in any second now. So I'm gonna go open the door for them and let them in. It is a little bit later now. It is my lunch and plan time. If you didn't see last week's video, I talked about how my schedule changed a little bit to where now I just have one break in the middle of the day, but it's like an hour-and-a-half long, which is really nice, but I'm still getting used to it because last year I had my lunch break and then I had my plan time later on in the day, which was an extra 45 minutes. And so I did like last year how it was kind of split up. So I had 2 breaks to look forward to, whereas now after my break, we just have to like keep chugging through the rest of the day, which is 2 hours, which can be a long time to be in the classroom, especially after lunch, recess, and specials when they come back a little fired up. And so I'm still getting used to it, but I do really like it because it's so nice just to have like over an hour just by myself, taking a breather. I get to eat, I can get a lot of work done. Today has been a really good day. I am just obsessed with my class. I love my class so much. I am so worried I'm all of a sudden gonna get like 10 new kids or something, because right now, guys, I only have 15 kids, which is so nice. It's like the smallest little quaintest class, and everyone in here is just like really good friends, and they all get along so well, and it's just the best class, honestly, to be a part of. And so yeah, there's definitely a part of me that is worrying that they're gonna pile on like 5 more kids on me like in a week from now or something, which we all know one kid can totally change a classroom environment, let alone getting like 5 new kids. So yeah, keep me in your prayers because you never know what's gonna happen. But today has been really fun. We basically did an activity during reading. I pulled out the shaving cream and we did our sight word practice. I did it a couple times last year. I usually do it like twice during the school year. I like to do it in the beginning of the school year and then bring it back at the end because it is really fun. The kids, I mean, they just love it. So obviously it's fun playing with shaving cream, but you just have to go over those expectations like really hard before you start, because it does get a little crazy, and I always give them time to play afterwards just to like get it out of their system. And my tip is to not do it straight on the tables. I'll put in some clips of us doing it. I put some bulletin board paper down, or just any paper, or honestly any type of fabric down on top of the table. It's way easier for cleanup. You can just roll the papers up. I just had my students like pack the papers up to really small balls and put them into the trash cans, and then there's only a little bit usually of shaving cream that gets on the table that they can just wipe down afterwards. But it went really well. They did great, and it's good sight word practice because they just get to practice writing the sight words and the shaving cream. And so that was what we did this morning. During math today, all we did was a little bit of writing on our whiteboards. We practiced with our tallies. We did some practice counting up by 5s and by 10s, and we did this worksheet today where they had to find like a code. It was a riddle, so basically they would have to solve a addition problem. It'd be like 7 plus 3, and then whatever that answer is, they would find the corresponding letter, and then the like letters would eventually spell out a riddle. But it was actually a total disaster. I assumed my kids were better at math than they were, and I mean, they sat down and all the riddles were just wrong. It was just like random letters and random spots, and because even if you're like one number off, it's going to give you the wrong letter. And so that's okay. It was good for me to see, and obviously we need to do a lot of work on our addition and subtraction. Some of my kids didn't know the difference between addition and subtraction, so I was like, oh my gosh, we have a lot to refresh on. And I don't know if I talked about this last week, but these grades coming in this year are just so low. I mean, because of COVID, because of being virtual, as a school, we've just noticed that these grades, these classes are super low. And so, I mean, whenever we were starting reading last week, I noticed right away that, I mean, we're gonna have to start just from like the foundations. So like literally going over the alphabet, going over what each sound a letter makes, which usually in second grade, they should have that down pat. In second grade, they know their sounds, they know their letters, and you're teaching them how to like put them together to make words and be able to read sentences and eventually read books. So for them to come in and be telling me like they don't even know how to write certain letters, that just really shows like the lack of education that they got the last year or two in kindergarten and first grade. Because I mean, if you think about it, during their kindergarten year, it got cut in half, and they were virtual for half the year. And then their first grade year, they were virtual for almost the entire year. And I mean, we did our best as teachers, but obviously they're not getting the best education whenever it's over a computer screen and they're working from home, and they don't have the resources, and a lot of them, they have trouble paying attention when they're at home and all that. So they are coming into second grade being at a kindergarten first grade level, most of them. So I mean, we have really had to like start from the beginning, start from the basics, and that includes reading, writing, and math. So this first month, my second grade team is really just starting like refreshers and reviews. So that's why today we went over our sight words, and this whole week is like a sight word boot camp is what I'm calling it. So we're going over, I mean, even the easiest ones like the, she, he, they, them, all of those, like the ones that they learn in kindergarten. But it's really important for me to see, do they know those? Because if they don't know those, then we need to like start cracking down, because by the end of second grade, they should be reading an entire book to themselves. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be, it's gonna be a year. We're gonna have a lot of progress to be made. So that's a way to look at it. We're gonna have a lot of progress to be made, and yeah, we just got a long way to go, but that's okay. We'll get there. I am about to eat my donut that I never ate this morning because I was too busy. But I'm about to eat my donuts. I brought a salad. I love these market side salads from, you can get them anywhere like Walmart. This is the Santa Fe one with chicken. It looks so good. And I just have some chips. So that's my lunch. I'm just gonna eat in here and chill for a little bit. I have to get my kids at 11:50 and just bring them from recess to specials. So it's like really quick. And then I just come back to my classroom for another 45 minutes. So it's kind of like a weird break in the middle of the day. But yeah, I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. It is the end of the day. I'm a sweaty mess because lately we've been getting stuck outside when we bring our kids out to the buses. We just keep having like a couple buses that are late, which is fine until it's 100 degrees outside and you're literally just sitting there like boiling in the sun because it's 3 p.m. and that's like when the sun is at its hottest. So we're literally all like scaling against the wall trying to like get in a sliver of shade. It's awful. So yeah, it's been like a sweaty day. But I just finished my Cricut project I wanted to do yesterday but ran out of time. I did my numbers on the ground because my kids have been having a time trying to figure out what number spot they are in line and where to be in line and all that because they're still learning to count. So I decided, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to use my Cricut to put some permanent vinyl on the ground so it'll be harder to like get up, and that way they can line up. So I'll show you. So I just used my Cricut to make these small white numbers, just starting at our door. It's not perfect, not perfectly straight, not perfectly spaced, but I don't really care. I just wanted to have it so kids know exactly where to stand, and I only did it until number 15 for now, just because that's how many kids I have currently. If I get more kids, I can do more. So yeah, I just spent the last 15 minutes or so working on that project, which was super easy and quick thanks to my Cricut. I am so obsessed with it. My kids were looking at it today and asking me so many questions. They're so intrigued by it. We did a couple of fun activities today. The first one that we did was a science activity, and first we watched a video on mystery science, which I love and my kids always love, and then we did a sorting activity. So basically they were given a bunch of animals, like cards with different animals on them, and they at their table they had to sort through the animals. So they had to go through and find different ways that they could pair the animals, for example like reptile versus mammal versus bird, or they could find different characteristics like what they look like, where they live, if they have bones, if they have feathers, and they really enjoyed that. So basically I would give them something, so I'd say, okay, now group your animals by who has wings and who doesn't. So they'd have to like make different piles, so they'd have to go through all the animals, and then I'd say, okay, now group them by mammals versus reptiles or whatever. And so we just did a lot of practice with like characteristics of animals and stuff like that, and it was just fun seeing them work together at their tables. And then another thing that we did at the end of the day, which was really good, was I found this packet on TBT. It's a sight word practice sheet. It's by Michelle Hudgens at Smitten with First on TBT. She has a really good bundle of a bunch of these, but I just printed off 10 sight words and I put them in a little packet like this, and they have to trace it, write it, build it, find it, and then put it in a sentence. And so I did that with 10 different words. So I let them pick a partner to go around the room with, and then with the partner they went through those words, and that was just really good to see which sight words they know, which ones they don't, and it's just really good practice for them because they had to write it, build it, find out all those things. So yeah, if they finished early during like the last like 10 or so minutes of class, I found this fun writing activity, and it's just something to keep them writing. I just want them to practice their writing skills. A lot of them struggle with writing, and And I found this on TPT as well. I don't even know who it's from, it doesn't say, but it's a bunch of would you rather type of questions, and there's like a bunch of them, so I just printed out a bunch, and it just has a bunch of different questions like would you rather ride in a UFO or a race car to school, and there's a bunch of different ones. And so it's just kind of like something fun and silly, and they really get a kick out of it, and it gives them like a reason to want to write. Like this is something that kids are like, ooh, like I want to write down my answer. So that was really fun just for like the last few minutes of class. If they finished early, they could come grab one of these, and it just keeps them writing. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I am about to go home, and guys, I didn't even schedule a workout today because I was like, you know what, this is just one of those days. I had the hardest time waking up this morning. I was like, you know what, it's Monday, I'm going home and I'm just gonna relax. Like I literally just want to go home and do nothing, and that's what I'm gonna do, because that's what I'm meant to do. So I'm going home and I'm going to relax the rest of the day, and I'll just catch up with you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is the next day. It is Tuesday, and guys, I haven't even vlogged all morning. It's already lunch, and today it's been a little bit crazy. We've just had to crack down a little bit on the talking because it has been out of control today. Yesterday was such a good day. They were so good, like little angels, literally all day, and then today it's just been on another level. But I mean, it's still been a good day. It's just been like really high energy. I'll show you what all we did today. So we started off our day by making hundreds charts. So I had them just make their own hundreds charts because I've realized we have a lot of work to do when it comes to counting. They are just really behind second grade level, what they should be at, and they're still learning how to count to 100. A lot of them cannot count to 100, most of them. So yeah, we did that activity, and then tomorrow we're gonna do this activity where we have a hundreds chart color by number, which these are always fun. So it just tells you what numbers to color what, and then it will eventually make a picture. And yeah, so we're doing a lot of counting practice right now in math. Then in reading, we're still working on our sight words, and today we did a fun game. We did our roll and read sight words. So basically they rolled a dice, they got with a partner, rolled a dice. If it landed on one of these words, they had to read it and then cross it off, and they had to go until every single word was crossed off. So that was really good practice because a lot of those words they need to know. But that was where things got crazy. That was where like it just got out of hand because I gave them a lot of freedom. I let them just like go around the room and just go without giving much instruction. And so that was where I realized, okay, we need to peel it back a little bit and start from scratch whenever it comes to having more freedom around the room. So I told them, I said, you know, you have to earn that freedom around the room because a lot of my furniture was just kind of thrown around. They were just too loud. So I told them that we're gonna have to work at our desks the rest of the day and not have freedom to go around the room because they need to earn that. They can't just go around the room and be crazy if they're not gonna get their work done. So yeah, I'm wearing this cute, let's show ya, Teaching is My Jam little tee. It's from Etsy with some black jeans, my little white sneakers, and yes, I am deflating my blow up stools. Guys, don't get them. Do not get them unless your kids are super responsible. I mean, it's not like my kids did anything crazy with them, but they're just so annoying. They're constantly like banging on them, like making drum noises. They're constantly like rolling on them on their stomach, or if they do sit on their bottoms, they're like falling off of them. So it's just so distracting. And like, of course, if they get too crazy, I would see them like throwing them at each other. And so I'm like, okay, we're taking the stools away. We're deflating them. I'm done with them. So yeah, if you got those and they're still holding up and your kids are responsible with them, tell me your secrets because it did not go well. I'm eating my really fancy frozen lunch. Just a frozen mac and cheese because that's just where we're at today. And yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna chill, honestly, just relax and do nothing and recoup to get myself through the rest of the day. All right, y'all, it's the end of the day. I'm heading home. Today was a really long day and I have an Orange Theory workout at 5:45, so I'm about to head home, but this vlog is getting kind of long, so I'll go ahead and end this kind of like second half of the first week of school vlog, and I'm sure I'll start another one up later this week. So definitely make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss any future videos, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.